Let me start off this video with stating that the purpose of this video is not to try to convince someone to not have their own opinion. So, for example, if something is not your taste, not your cup of tea, right? It's not your style, it's not your preference. I'm not here to say, no, it should be your preference or it should be your cup of tea. Try to see it this way. No, I would never do that. However, the purpose of this video is to address people like Sean C., who engages in manipulation while accusing other people of manipulation, of trying to be revisionist when it comes to history. And we're going to start no other than with his video title here. It says, J. Cole proved me wrong. Now, this is already disingenuous. Some people will call it clickbait because, number one, he's known, if you watch his content, he's known for being very clickbaity. Part of the reason he's doing this is because I'm willing to bet that he has seen what other people have already been commenting and their takes on people who have been giving J. Cole pushback, such as the people who say things like, okay, we get it. You don't like that he apologized. You see him a bit different. How about you just focus on the music? So in order to sort of dodge those criticisms or to bypass those individuals, he's going to title this video, J. Cole Proved Me Wrong, but he's going to go a step further in this video, as you're about to see here. And this is why I say the manipulation is on a whole other level. And within the video, he's going to do his fair share of complimenting J. Cole so that people can't say or walk away from the video with saying, Sean clickbaited me. No, because he did compliment Cole. He did give Cole his flowers. But if you actually watch the video, you see that it's a lot of the same nonsense. How about you just focus on the music? Is the music good, dog? You're free to have your own opinion, but you're not free to just lie about situations and think that some of us out here are not going to call you out. And that's where Didi steps in. Hit the like button on your way in if you don't mind. Let's get into this, man.
So ahead of a album that he's got coming out in about a week, chat, J. Cole has decided to drop a mixtape, 4 songs, nothing but freestyles. I actually really like Freestyle Cole because it gives him an excuse to shadowbox. It gives him an excuse to shadowbox, and I'm okay with people doing this on records like freestyles.
I actually agree with him here. I do agree. And it also gives Cole an out to address a lot of what he knows people are talking about as it pertains to the apology, as it pertains to the Drake versus Kendrick versus Cole whole debacle that took place 2 years ago. If he gets most of it out of the way or some of it out of the way in a freestyle, maybe he won't have to spend as much time talking about it on the album, while I do believe that he's still going to address it to some extent on the album.
It's not supposed to mean anything. It's not supposed to be anything too grand, not too conceptual, just a lyrical showcase, just a show of your abilities. You get what I'm saying? So let's see what he got.
The lamb truck switching wild lanes, top down, screaming out them niggas all.
Choosing these beats. Oh, is it gonna be like beats like this the whole album?
I remember when it was rapping, a ball playing. Now
oh dang, you about to skip? I forget he skips the song. You don't actually get to hear the entire freestyle. I wonder why Sean decided to do this. Why'd you go in this angle?
Bread and butter is yapping and parlaying. So nowadays you can make a grip commentating if you master 2 skills, either dick riding or hating. And nothing brings that like drama. You might wanna. Personally, I don't write comments, I write commas. Whole new breed for those that wonder who he think he is. That they night to wake up this hating rapper like I'm Charleston White. Give author writers to authors, it's hard to write.
This close to the JD Vance cosign. He said he liked Charleston White. Come on, we not that far.
Jumped off it, landed back at the bottom, and restarted at a level where I wasn't regarded as much.
Wait, whoa, my nigga. What did you just say?
The top ain't really what I thought it would be. And so I jumped off it, landed back at the bottom, and restarted at a...
That's not what happened. They forced Sparta, yo dumbass.
What?
You got Sparta'd off the fucking cliff. You didn't jump off.
Sparta'd.
Niggas wasn't having a party. You said, you know what would be a great idea if I just left you lame ass niggas behind and start and build back up from scratch. They literally grabbed you by the dreads and threw you off after what you tried to do. You said, hear ye, tap your glass.
Hold on, let's just, before he continue, let's go ahead and just, he's lying. He just flat out lying here. Nobody grabbed this man by his locks and threw him off. Why lie about this, bro? When Cole says that I jumped off and started from the bottom and to work my way back up, it's quite literally what he did. How did he do that? How did Cole jump off? By apologizing. He bowed out. Remember? Now, people are falling on different sides of the fence as to why he did it, how we feel about the apology, if it's solidified, if you respect it or not. We all have different opinions about that. But as far as what he did, there's no question about it. He literally bowed out. And many of you all, because he bowed out, have been claiming that you see Cole different. So by definition, it was something that Cole did. It was a Cole decision. Nobody took him by his locks and took him anywhere. That's what happens if you engage in the battle and you're outperformed. That never took place. Sean, why are you lying?
And said, listen to this. I'm the greatest. Fuck this nigga next to me. And then niggas start getting on your ass. You say, oh no, I'm sorry. And then they kicked you off.
Lies. I mean, just flat out lies, bro. He didn't say he's sorry for that reason. I mean, go to the apology. It's still public information, bro. So it's a video you can go and watch. The dude said that he's sorry for one. He said things in the record he knew he didn't mean. You got to respect that. Many of us listened to 7 Minute Drill and we was like, Cole, what? What are you saying here, bro? You do realize that many of the things that you're saying in this record could be applied to your discography. These are things that people say about you as well, bro. Y'all have similar type of music. He backtracked, realized he said things he didn't mean, but also he realized that something else was going on. This wasn't just a quote unquote rap beef. This was personal. So you are the one that's been a revisionist with the history. Stop being a manipulative, bro.
That's what happened.
No, it didn't.
You didn't choose this life. Why are you saying that?
It's literally what he chose. He literally chose to go in this direction. Stop lying.
The case pop like Asian rappers. The bullets grazing afros.
That's a nice line, though. The cages pop like Asian rappers is fire.
This is another reason how you know when a person is not operating in good faith. You're listening to arguably the greatest lyricist, and whether you agree with it or not, arguably just means he's in the conversation. He's arguably the greatest lyricist of this generation. He is easily one of the greatest lyricists of all time in hip-hop history. You're listening to that person. An elite lyricist give you elite lyrics, and your response when you hear an elite lyric from this elite lyricist is, I can't even lie, that was good. You can't even lie. Why are you prefacing it with that? Why do you have to say I'm not gonna lie? As if you didn't expect it, as if you don't expect this from him, as if you're surprised, almost as if, I may dare say, you don't even want to give him the compliment. It's weird. It's J freaking Cole. This is what he do, bro. Nobody should be shocked about this.
Apology dropped me way out of the top 3. No problem, I'm probably
Why do you keep doing this? Why do you say things, man? What do you mean they doubting you? You are the one that apologized. What is this mental gymnastics? You just said, oh my God, nobody's doubting you.
Lies. Once again, Sean, speak for yourself. Say you didn't doubt him. You're being disingenuous or just a flat out liar. If you're not saying, or if you were to say that there are not people out here saying J. Cole bowed out because he was afraid of Kendrick. There are people that are saying that, which means they're doubting him. There are people that are saying he bowed out because he was afraid of what Kendrick may say about him or what Drake may say about him. That means they're doubting him. That's literally a fact. That's reality, bro. Also, by him apologizing, that's not him doubting himself, right? That's a false equivalence.
You said you was like that. You tried to step to a nigga, rescinded. Nigga said, oh, I guess he's not like that. And you're saying they're doubting
Bingo.
you. They're not doubting you. They're just paying attention.
No, bro. By backing out of an apology does not mean that you're not equipped to go to battle, right? There's multiple reasons a person could back out of something. Not because they're not capable. He's stating, you all are doubting that I'm not even capable of doing it. Two different conversations, man. I feel like this is I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go with the ad hominems. I'm not gonna insult people. It's just we gotta think on with higher IQs here, bro.
You went through all of that last year, or the last 2 years, to come back to the realization or to the thought that now I'm the underdog. You're not the underdog. Niggas still think you can rap. You just not that guy. Now niggas feel like when Cole say he gonna do some shit, nothing gonna happen. That's not them doubting you. That's them acknowledging your history. Niggas know Cole can rap. Can he battle? You prove you don't want to do that. So what the fuck you talking about?
This is not battle rap, Sean. Newsflash. Diss records happened in hip hop, but it's not what hip hop is in its essence, right? If you choose to engage in disses, that's one thing, bro. Hip hop, to outperform or to be better than another rapper, means that you need to out freaking rap them. Nobody's rapping like Cole right now. He is the best rapper in the game. Who's rapping better than him? That's the question. He is rapping better than everybody. That's a fact. So he's the best rapper in the game. Because you choose or not choose to actually get into some messy, toxic, borderline dangerous rap beef is a whole different conversation. That's not hip hop. That's something else, dog. That's drama. That's new age drama.
It's not a bad song though. I like the freestyle. Trap.
It's not a bad song. What? This is what I'm saying. We've taken greatness for granted from all of them. I think from Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. Both of course, we don't know what songs Drake wrote and what he didn't write. But let's start with Cole since he's the artist of topic right now. What Cole has done over the past 5 to 7 years has been nothing short of phenomenal. In my opinion, I don't know how the man hasn't gotten. I know they don't praise Grammys and all of that as much. I don't know how he hasn't. The off season might delete later. Like, I think people need to go and actually listen to the songs. F how you think you feel and who you think is better. Listen to the songs, dog. It's been, of course, we all know about his feature run. It's been nothing short of phenomenal. But we live in a microwave popcorn culture of what have you done for me lately? Man, give us some of the greatest verses we've heard over the last decade. They're like, all right, what you got next? Your favorite rapper ain't did that 3 times. This man done did this 30 times in the past 5 years, 30, 40. You like, all right, what you got next? It's like we just take stuff for granted. How you keep coming up with these? Like, my favorite album and this is just my personal opinion. My favorite album by Kendrick is Damn. Incredible, dog. One of the greatest albums I've ever heard in my life. When people listen to that, I just really wonder if people truly appreciate what Kendrick did with that album. I know we always praise To Pimp a Butterfly and things of that sort. We take these things for granted. We do. Yeah, we praise it, but you don't really get it. Because when they give it to you, do you actually think about what may have went into that? The brain power, the research, the time, the stress. Nobody talks about that part. This stuff can be stressful. Yeah, you love it in the process, but it can be stressful. Mind-bending, coming up with these songs and these lyrics. Try not to repeat yourself all the time. Making sure you don't say the same bars over. People don't appreciate this stuff. This man said it was cool. Man, get out of here.
Cold the truth, got they throw the nooses.
Oh my God.
I love this song. Golden Goose is personally my favorite one. I know he snapped the most on 99 Build, but Golden Goose is my personal favorite one.
He's choosing some fire beats.
For crumbs, dumb niggas so they sold illusion. Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it.
Who you talking about, though?
Star like the logo on my shoes, but these ain't no Converses. Nah, girl, they Golden Gooses.
I like that. Okay, cool. See, you just do that. Just do that.
How to fish and the lesson is this: without a pole,
I said this in my last video, but that is so weird to me. Little random people on the internet, 99% of us will never understand what it means to be an artist of that caliber, let alone a lyricist of that caliber. Yet we online telling one of those people what they need to talk about, what they should not talk about. We get to dictate that. Like, what? He's rapping better than 99.9% of everybody in the industry. Meanwhile, he says, but don't talk about this. Don't brag about these things. Who are you? He's going to do it and name one person rapping better than him right now. You can't.
Useless. Despite every bit of dirt thrown my way, there'll never be a stain on my name.
That's not wrong. At least J. Cole can say at the end of all of this, as a person, it don't seem like anybody's seen any flaw shit from him.
What are the chances he ends up dissing Jimmy from Degrassi and the crackhead on the street from Power on this album? Side note, NVM he might have started already.
That's possible. You know, the thing that I don't want to do, you know, like I said, especially when a new album come out, we don't need to talk about those two. I do think it's impossible damn near when J. Cole has these like revisionist history moments within some of these tracks. And I do.
Revisionist history where, dog? The dude says in this mixtape, in this EP, in these 4 tracks, he says, apology dropped me out of the top 3. He said, I used to be top seed. Apology dropped me right out of the top 3. He said, I'm probably better when they doubt me. Watch me. What's revisionist about that, bro? That's not revisionist. Seems like he's being accountable to me, right?
I think the biggest issue with J. Cole, the nigga can rap. But in 2026, I feel like it's not enough.
That is wild. That is a wild thing to say. Dog, whatever you followed that up with needs to make sense.
Like, if you gave this J. Cole in 1995 to like 2000, 2001, 2002, niggas probably would have called him the greatest rapper of all time. No troll. Because rappers just rapped. That's all niggas cared about. But like in this ecosystem, and especially post-beef, post-2024, that Kendrick and Drake shit was like drama.
Right.
That wasn't hip-hop beef. Like, it started off as like rappers going back and forth, but it turned into drama.
Right.
And like niggas won't even interact with the music anymore because they're infatuated with the drama.
Dog, you literally disproving your own self. You're contradicting. You're proving my point.
Like J. Cole right now, what is he doing? Doing what a rapper's supposed to do, rap. He's rapping well, freestyling. He said some shit that I don't agree with in a couple of these songs, but like, nigga, he's spitting, he hungry. He about to drop an album, nigga, like over good beats too, yes. Like, the fuck? What else is there to talk about? That should be enough. It's not enough.
It literally is.
And J. Cole has kind of...
Listen to what this man just said. If you're talking about what people on the internet feel, that's one thing. If you're talking about hip hop in its nature, it is enough. This man just said he's rapping the best. He didn't say the word terms the best, but he's saying he's rapping. He's doing what a rapper's supposed to do. It's not enough, though. The drama got to be attached to it. That's what you just said because you compared it to what happened with Drake and Kendrick, which again goes back to my original point. Y'all are revisionists yourselves, dog. Listen to what you're saying. And I want to say this too before I forget. I meant to say this in my last video. This proves the very point that I've been saying for a while. I actually did say this in my last video. People wish that J. Cole wasn't as good as he is. What they wished was, like, if he dropped this mixtape, they would have loved it if it was trash, or at the very least, mid. If it was mid, man, they would have ate J. Cole alive. If it was more like what they say Grippy was, they would have ate him alive. He's really fall off. He titled the album The Right Thing. He ain't what it used to be. The apology ruined him. He's mentally, he's mentally scarred. They wish it was that. The dude is getting better like wine, dog. He's aging better. I heard somebody say this in another video. I can't take credit for it, but I'm going to repeat that. Rosenberg from Hot 97. Him, and they got their own little podcast, YouTube channel now. He said something that I don't believe anybody's ever said before, but I totally agree. He said J. Cole may be the greatest rapper that has aged better the longer their career has progressed in hip-hop history. And I think I agree with that. The dude has only continued to get better. You go back to Cole's early work, Friday Night Lights, obviously, that's my favorite project. That's most people's favorite project by Cole. Too Deep for the Intro is my personal favorite song by him. Just listen to the rapping in that. It's fun. I listened to it last night. It's hard for me to do it without, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just being honest with you. Without listening to some of those songs, just bring tears to my eyes. So I just be very selective of when I listen to that mixtape. It's nostalgic for me. It takes me back to my childhood. It reminds me of my dad not being in my life, my mom being a single parent, and different ups and downs, ebbs and flows of life, especially in your adolescence. But the rapping in that, it's like, dog, how can you get much better than this? I'm asking that from when it's one of his first mixtapes. How do you get better than this? And you come into the game rapping like this, and then you hear this mixtape, and this is before the album.
Written this thing his entire career of being like a good rapper and nothing else. Unfortunately,
I like how he sniffled after he said it as if that was a bar. Nothing else. What do you mean? He's also a great songwriter. You can debate who's a better songwriter or not. I think collectively out of the top three, and I hate to just keep comparing these people instead of just appreciating each of them. But if we have to compare them, I think we can all agree that Drake is probably the best songwriter. But it also depends on what you're looking for. And it also depends on if you want to trust that Drake has written a lot of his songs and who may have written them for him. Even though Drake has allegedly wrote for other people. I get that. But that's where I'm at with that too. It's like, how do we know what to trust and what not? Many people will probably agree that Kendrick probably has the best bodies of work. I think I'm more so leaning towards that. However, it also depends on what you're looking for. And it also depends on if you include mixtapes. Because if you include mixtapes, I'm choosing Cole. Albums, I understand why people go with Kendrick. No problem at all. I have no problem with that.
Drake represents something more, or a part of our society that is more vocal within politics, within our talking points.
Negro, first and foremost, what are you saying? That makes no sense. Within our talking points? The F are you talking about? Second of all, this Negro just said Drake is more involved when it comes to politics. What Drake? Aubrey Graham? Drizzy Drake? What are you talking about here, dog? When has Drake ever talked about politics? When has Drake ever been involved in politics? That's literally the opposite of what Drake has done. Drake has done a great job of staying as far away from politics as possible. That is literally Cole and Kendrick. We Gonna Be All Right would be a song by Kendrick Lamar. Would be a song by K-Dot. Would be a song by Duckworth. Cole got too many records to name that's talking about politics. Cole constantly talking about, he has social commentary and political conversations. I'm the bullet that I'm that bass in your trunk, the bullet that missed Trump. I don't even think Drake has even metaphorical political bars. What is this guy talking about, y'all? He's making no sense.
Cole represents the average guy. Cole represents a nigga that you could find anywhere, at least idealistically through his music or conceptually through his music.
Okay.
He's a great rapper though. He knows how to take the normal elements and rap about those things in a way that I feel is great. Kendrick represents something so much more important, I feel like, even though he is.
In other words, he has no way to explain what he's saying. He's continuing this on his rampage of not making sense. So that's why you ended off with I feel like, or you started off with I feel like. What does that mean? He represents something way more. I've said it before. I think it perfectly applies to them. I think Drake is for the love of fame, attention, and accolades. I believe that Kendrick is for the love of the culture, and I believe that Cole is for the love of the craft. And of course, all of them appreciate the craft, but I think it applies the most to Cole.
A great rapper. What these people represent is more than just the pen. J. Cole, he moves the needle for a rapper's rapper. I feel like I would think. I like Cole, man. I do. I really like Cole. I like when he doing this. You're just not gonna be that guy unless you prove it.
That literally makes no sense. Once again, this is not battle rap. This is not Sue Surf. Like, this is not Arsenal. This is not Cassidy, right? What are you talking about? You have to prove it. This is not Hitman Holla. This is hip hop, dog. If a person calls you out, if they make a diss record and you don't respond, that's one thing. Kendrick ain't dissed him, bro. Why y'all the ones being the revisionists here? It is infuriating watching these guys do this. You have to prove it. The way you prove that you're the best rapper in hip hop is you rap the best. That's literally what Cole is doing. He's proving that. He's been proving that over the past 5 to 6 years. Easy. Give me your top, and I love all of them. Cole, I love all of them. Y'all not going to pin me against any of them. I like LeBron and Jordan. I like Kobe's my favorite player of all time, but I recognize that Jordan is a better player. I recognize that LeBron is a better player, in my opinion, all-around players. But Kobe is my favorite. Kobe is who I'm going with. But I love all three of them. I appreciate all three of them. They're all great in their own ways. This man said you have to prove it. He's doing that. Give me your top 5 to 10 verses from Kendrick over the past 6 years. Give me Cole's. Cole's is going to reign superior. Same applies to Drake. Cole is going to reign superior. So you're literally doing that. Stop lying, dog.
Say some shit and stand on your square next time. But unfortunately, Drake's not going to get near as much hate for it as Cole does. And Cole, I would argue at least.
It's just so weird. This man it's not even speculation. It's been proven that Drake has ghostwriters, bro. That shit, there is no conversation. And I love Drake. There is no conversation. He's out of any MC conversation, dog. It don't matter if he's also reading great records. You have a ghostwriter, dog. You ain't in the same conversation with no Kendrick and Cole unless it's been proven that they have ghostwriters. What are we talking about here? That alone should forever get you more flack. But that lets y'all know where we are in hip hop.
I mean, personally, I think if niggas said, that shit was fire, he'd be knee deep in the beef like the other two were. But we'll go with Cole's version of events and say that it didn't sit right with his spirit, and so he took it back. At least I could respect that a little bit more than whatever the fuck angle Drake's about to take. But Cole is infinitely going to get more hate than Drake ultimately will. And Drake did arguably, not even arguably, actually worse things, significantly worse things. Within the context of like rap etiquette, right. Like Drake is infinitely worse than J. Cole in this regard. But Cole gets like the sideline hate. It's insane. It's insane to me. They say people want drama, but it's how Cole talks on tracks. No one expects that from someone whose bread and butter isn't talking about how he's better than other rappers. But Cole didn't say that this whole time. I mean, at least from what I've heard, he hasn't said that he's better than other niggas. It's more just like big up in himself. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's nothing to take personally. This is something that rappers do on a regular basis. Now, you could argue it's probably worse because he apologized to Kendrick, but J. Cole has come off to people as if the nigga can't fight because he lost a battle or because he lost one fight. Niggas see you lose one fight, and then it's like a group of niggas that line up to fight you after that nigga because they assume that because that nigga beat you, that you don't got hands. And that's the fucked up part about Cole.
Is that how it goes? Kendrick, obliterated Drake. And I spoke about part of the reason why I think that is. In my opinion, it's the greatest performance in a rap beef in the history of hip hop. However, who's tried Drake? Name the artists that are lining up dissing Drake. I'll wait. If your logic applies, you can't name a list of people.
He can still rap, and niggas are saying, "Oh yeah, no, it's nothing now because you didn't battle this nigga. You didn't battle this nigga, so any nigga can beat you." That's not true. Cut it the fuck out.
Fame, don't be silly. Want the chili, similar to Usher Rain when he.
I really feel like J. Cole is the only one out of them that's not too good to do shit like this. Somebody sent me a message and said he dropped this for $1 on some website or whatever the case is.
You don't even know the
and
details.
It's not like I feel like the nigga was trying to make money. It's just an ode to the way niggas used to put out their music. They used to sell it.
So first and foremost, dog, at least have the details now. This is just embarrassing, man. So yes, he dropped it. You were allowed to pay what you want. He didn't just drop it on some website. He dropped it strategically on the fall off, which from a business perspective is brilliant because a lot of people are getting notifications for when the album dropped, for merch and things of that sort. It's just brilliant business from a business perspective. But it's also, to your point, it's a nod to the history of hip hop, right? The culture of how things used to be early on, especially when Cole was coming up, right? So it's not like he was just automatically charging, but he charged $1, bro. You could have paid $10. You could have paid $1, which means you paid 25 cents to hear 4 records. Who cares about that?
Like outside, you know what I'm saying? And they do some shit like, you know, overprice it or whatever the case is, see what they can get, you know, keep lowballing until a nigga, you know, is willing to give you something for the music. You know what I'm saying? Whole time they don't realize it's just a setup. But, you know, like the vibe or the energy of the golden age of hip hop is alive in J. Cole. And I feel like is the only one that's willing to carry that out either through aesthetic or through tradition. This is hard, you know, like, this is just an objectively hard thing to do as a rapper. Don't do this stuff.
New York.
You gotta chill.
New York.
Let's not. Come on, bro. I know you can rap, but this is kind of a doozy.
New York, stay alive. That's the only thing. But with your boy Harley, bitch, I feel like Lori Harvey. How I ran through them niggas. Now I'm back for the winter.
It's also funny to me.
Humidity and
I just want to state this for the record. It's also unfortunate that this is where we are in 2026 when I get why Cole put that in there. But the fact that you can hear some of the greatest rhyme schemes, breath control, melodies. I mean, how he dips and dab out of, you know, different flows in a span of 30 seconds. I mean, some of the greatest rapping we've ever heard. And they always pause on something like how I feel like Lori Harvey, how I ran through them dudes. That's what gets people the most hype. Like, come on, dog.
to stupidity. Memes say I'm humble, but trust is humilities. From witnessing violence and turned off utilities. No man that's rhymed you. I used to get self-conscious around real gangsters, and I still do. Find peace with the audience you appeal to. Build you. Gotta.
I like that. I like that, man. I like that. I like that. I like that call. Some niggas convince themselves they need to adapt to environments they not from. Or, you know what I'm saying, shit that they don't normally be around, and try to, you know, come up with the facade. Like, bro, that's not you. That's not who you are. I fuck with that.
Heal you, the pain will build you. Gotta heal you. Don't make your moves off a dollar. Back when rappers still was trying to pass they demos. Cause what I witnessed had all my niggas staying silent like that's none of our business. I'm in desperate. New York.
Ain't no fucking way.
I refuse to believe that you ain't seen nobody react to this already to know that he rapped off Money, Power, Respect by the Lox. You don't know that yet, bro? Or is this just performative for the camera?
Nigga, this why I like Cole, bro. This nigga just brought up a memory.
And you also got to understand, when you rap over these type of beats, it can be a win-win or a lose-lose. Most times it's a lose-lose because it's a tricky situation. Because when people hear it, they only can hear the original song. They can only hear the original flow. Right. And that's because if the song is a classic record, which all of these are classic records in hip hop, that's the only thing you want to hear. Those are the only flows you want to hear on it. Anything other than that, you're messing the song up. Right. So if you're going to hop on this record where people can only hear it one way, you got to murder it. You got to force them to hear it a different way. And I believe Cole did that.
My dad and I we had this tradition because I loved hearing this beat. I didn't know who Jadakiss was when I first heard this beat when I was a kid. And so every day after school, my dad would pick me up in this green Expedition because he knew I liked the beat. But I couldn't recite none of the words because I was only paying attention to he just thought it was funny that I was nodding my head to music. I don't know why I humored him so much. But he would pick me up and I would go in and I'm like, yo, can you play that beat? He like, what you talking about? He tried to act like he didn't know what I was talking about. And so he would make me, after a certain time, shift through his CDs. And then I have to find the one before we get close to the house. If I found the one before we get close to the house, then we get McDonald's or whatever fucking fast food. We live near a KFC and we live near a McDonald's. I just remember having to shift through the CD after a certain point. And when I finally figured out who it was or whatever the case is, and I started trying to recite the lyrics, he tried to make me freestyle over it, and it never worked. I was always bad at it. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have the chops as a kid. I'll be honest. I didn't have the chops. It was what it was. I didn't have the chops. It's cool though. I'm just surprised he even went here. I'm surprised he went here.
Yeah, first, when I'm ready to drop, said he gon' report on it first. Play my album for the corpse in a hearse. Get disconnected from your source just like the court at your birth. From an alternate, when niggas hate it's like a blessing in the form of a curse. I've been anointed since a quart of water slaughtered my third. Every dime I walk in a carcass across the carpet. The Marshall Falk of the roster with all star.
That part right there, it's clear that he's heavily influenced by Eminem. He definitely influenced and implemented some ways, and that's part of just being great in anything, content creation, music, movie, film, sports, whatever it is. You learn from other people that's better than you and came before you, and you implement those things into your game. And right here, I just hear Eminem's influence on him.
Offense, outside with a monster, they all too heartless. Like the skeletons of these fellas locked in the closet.
Oh my God, yo, go back. He's doing everything he need to do. He doing everything he need to do. What did he say? Flo Bananas peeled his back? Did he say that? Flo Bananas peeled his back. I like it.
Beef ain't real, so it ain't no reason to squash it. The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pause it. With one verse, I disassemble narrative.
Hold on, my nigga. Are you turning a new leaf?
Why I still grind like I'm trying to retire? My mom's out the post office.
Because you still got something to prove. Let these niggas know. Your job isn't done yet. That's why you still grinding. That's why you still going hard. There's something you got to prove to yourself. You ain't did it yet. I know it's in you. It's in there somewhere. I can feel it.
I understand. Imagine working hard as you can. Got you wondering why till you start to notice the trend. Had my chance, but I dropped it, which means that my only option is to do the opposite. Then thought that I was finished, then it all start crashing. Made me remember why I didn't just start broadcasting. And all the old rappers getting bags podcasting.
Nigga, kill this shit. I like this. That was crazy. Flo Bananas peeled his back.
Yeah, and that's what we gonna end it right there. I just wanted to give some pushback. I do other parts, as you see, that I didn't give pushback to, where he was critical of Coles, because I agree with him. But the parts where he's lying or being disingenuous, I just don't appreciate that part. Y'all in the comment section, give me your thoughts as always, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.